Telex Radio Dispatch C-Soft Dispatching Application and Sprint Direct Connect. Part 2, Keypad and Command Button Setup. Well, welcome back to SDC and C-Soft. Hopefully you have viewed Part 1, Basic Setup. We'll go here and add some additional features. I'm going to come in here and edit. I'm going to add some users. I'm going to cheat here. I have a CSV file with my talk group and some Kyocera phones in our group. I'll say OK. I'm also going to go in here and add some status messages. I have another file, SDC statuses. And these are some pre-canned statuses that are loaded into the SDC phones. I'll just say OK. I'm going to add a keypad. The keypad is new in 6.5. It allows us to select various users either from a contacts list or manually enter them. I'm going to add a emergency button or active emergency window. That will pop open when we have emergencies. I'm going to add a command button called PTT per line, or I'm sorry, PTT group call. And I'll also add a PTT, or I'll copy one of those and then make it a PTT private call. And I'll just make them a little bit bigger. I'm going to show a active call history window. This will be a per line call history. I'll put that in there. And then I'm going to add one of the features that we can do with the Sprint is another command button called status or radio status. One of the neat parts about that is I can have a one-touch status button, or I can have it drop down. So I'm gonna do two things here. I'll just one that will say let's get lunch. I'll just go in here and instead of status, send status, and I'll press let's get lunch. Make the button bigger here in a second. A little easier to read. No, not really. Let's go back into properties. I need to do a carriage return. Control Enter will carry it over to another line. Oop, and I can't even type let's today. So there we go. Let's get lunch. So we can send that a unique status. And then I can also, another button would be all the other statuses that I could possibly send to a radio. So what I'll do is I'll highlight all of them, all of the remaining ones. Copy them over or push them over into the menu selection. And now they'll all be presented in a menu. So this kind of completes it. We have our new keypad. We have an active emergency window. And the active emergency window will open whenever we send a certain status from the radio. I'll show you that in live. And we have the ability to send just a one one button pressed send status to the radio. So I will save this. Yep. And then I'm going to launch the application. Okay, a second here. So the application launches. Oh, it doubled that up. So I guess we never have to actually add that text. That's kind of redundant. And I'm going to make a call from my Kyocera phone into the test 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have traffic come in. We can open up the per-line call history. Drag it over here. And you can see that there was a call. I've done some other experimentations here. I can pick a unit, find any one of those, like Direct Connect Me, press it. The status was sent, and it was ACT. And my Kyocera phone says, or Direct Connect Me, so I would call back. Hello, test 1, 2. And if I go to the phone itself, I'm going to come in here and you'll see get the right one done. When I select the need help, we've decided that I believe it was 18 or 19, message 18 or 19 would equal an emergency. So I send that in. And there's an active emergency now on come from that unit. And my active emergency window popped open. I can come in here and I can clear the warble. It's still in a in process state. You can see that it changed colors. I can then highlight it again and ACK it. It clears. And that's pretty much how all that would, the various statusing would work for an SDC line. I can do the same thing here. I can pick different ones. This one's pre-can, let's get lunch. And this drop-down status message contained the rest of the 20 pre-can statuses. I can do a group call. So I select a talk group and I would hit group PTT. Oh, there we go. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. I could pick a specific unit. It's still in a group call. Gotta let it time out. There we go. Test 1, 2. So there's more of the enhanced features that come in SDC. The ability to do emergency status messages. You could see all those various calls populate in the per line call history. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see the date, the time, which unit called in, or the unit ID. And then we also had assigned them to frequencies. Again, remember, I can always still select any one of these guys here, change the frequency, hit PTT, and be on the talk group too. So there's lots of different ways to accomplish the same thing. Hopefully this has been an informative video about status messages and the new call keypad entry for SDC, and hopefully you'll tune in for future videos on other features for Telex Dispatch C-Soft consoles.
Bosch, invented for life.